everybody, welcome to my series, Professional Video Production on a Shoestring Budget. I just picked up one of these GoPros, the Hero Black 7, and I've got some tips for you on mounting ideas, mini tripods and cell phone clips, things that you can pick up at the dollar store and a hardware store. Really inexpensive, a couple of dollars. Saved me a lot of money. So let's get into it. Anyway, so like I said, I just picked up one of these little GoPro Hero 7 Blacks, and I'll be doing a review of the camera, and a lot of it will be comparing it to my Sony. I'll be doing that soon, and you'll find a link up in the on the right-hand side there. But as we all know, when you get the GoPro, you don't get a lot with it. You get the cage and the mounting device and a couple of clips. The one for the helmet, the one for your contoured helmet clip, and the flat one. I didn't want to spend too much money right off the bat, so I wanted to be able to mount it onto a tripod so I could do time lapse. One of the reasons I got the little GoPro was for nighttime time lapse, and that was something I really wanted to do. So what I've been doing for years, what I've been using for years, are these little monopods that you can pick up at the dollar store. In Canada up here, they're not $1, they're $3 or $4. They're probably $1 in the States. And then you buy one of these clips, or you can probably get a selfie stick with a clip on it, the smartphone clip. And I've been using these for years with my Sony. For the GoPro, I did have to widen this out a little bit, but to widen this out, I used my Dremel, and it's just plastic, and that was seemed to work okay. And so I've got a couple of these dollar store tripods. This one is, got the flexi legs on it for uneven ground and things like that. This is really light. You can put it in your shirt pocket. But I got this one here a while ago, and this is the one I really like. It's got extendable legs to give you a little bit more height. But the really neat feature with this is it's totally adjustable. You loosen off the lever, and it's completely adjustable. Now, this is a cheap little piece of kit. You want to be careful with it, but it's done well for me. And when you put the GoPro in, it just you put it in on an angle and lift up that lever, and it just slips right in there. And if you want to do a nighttime lapse, you can angle it right back, or whatever you want. So it's pretty cool. It works out pretty good. With these clips fitting onto 1/4-inch threaded attachments, it opens up a whole world to you of a variety of tripods and things like that. And of course, the selfie stick that you're going to get at the dollar store. You've got your selfie stick, and you're all ready to go with your GoPro for selfies. So now you've got a mini tripod. You've got a little mini tripod, and you've also got a grip. That you don't have to buy another grip. And this holds this thing pretty solid. This is pretty tight. This one's this stays in there pretty good. It's pretty solid. If you're worried, you could probably work some elastic bands on there for security. If you're in a situation you're worried about dropping it. Later in the video, I'm going to show you another mounting idea that is really, really rock solid. You won't have to worry about the camera falling out. Anyway, I wanted to mention, you're probably thinking, well, with the phone clip, why not just buy one of these clips with the 1/4-inch hole that you can mount onto your tripod, or etc. Well, you can do that, and you can get a cheap one, and then you can mount your cage, use the cage. The problem is with the camera inside the cage, you can't open up the door. You can't open up the door to access your external audio jack if you want to use that, or if you want to use an external battery pack. For a variety of reasons. You might be up skiing, and you want to hold the camera, and you want to ski with it all day with your family. Well, you can't open up the door, or you want to do time lapse. Now you can't take the door off. You're going, well, you just take the door off. And I know everybody does it, and it looks really easy, except in my mind and in my experience, this is plastic, and these guys taking the door off, it looks like they really have to work it to get it off. And I'd just as soon not do that. I really would just as soon not do that. It just seems like it's something that you can break, and apparently they're about $20 to replace. You can get a cage with a bigger opening so that you can open the door. Another marketing ploy by GoPro to sell you another cage for $20. Maybe, I don't know. And anyway, so that's my thinking. The other thing I'll mention briefly in terms of taking things apart, I just ordered some ND filters, and I got the type that just clip on to the outside, because I've seen the ones where you have to take the lens cover off, and that doesn't look easy at all. It looks like people are really reefing on that to get it to pop out a little bit before they can twist it. And it seems to me like that's just another thing that can break on you, and or wear out, and the camera's not waterproof anymore. So that's my opinion. That's why I like the phone clip for the pluggability, and that's why I like to do that. And I mentioned about the tripods. Let's say for your time lapses, if you're wondering about the handle on here, this also doubles as a Steadicam rig, counterweight at the bottom, and for my bigger camera. But anyway, if you need a taller tripod, you probably find something like this at a Value Village or a used store pretty cheap. It doesn't have to be a good one. And it also just gives you the ability to mount your camera. You can do vlogging with it, with your camera locked off on a tripod, which will look better. And again, the clip, the cell phone clip with the 1/4-inch thread, it'll just thread right onto an old tripod, because that's what they have. And okay, so here's another tip. I guess I'm always looking for ways to save money, as well as to reuse things and recycle things. Remember that packaging that came with your GoPro? Well, I thought, I'm not going to throw this away. Why don't I think of a way to adapt this to another mounting idea? And what I've done here is I've attached just a simple 1/4-inch bracket that you get from your hardware store with a screw, a nut and a 1/4-inch screw to the top to secure it. And then this handle, actually, I got this at a paint store, and this handle had an attachment designed for holding a brush. So I've taken that off, and with a 1/4-inch nut and bolt, that attaches to the bracket, and with a wing nut on there, now you can throw your GoPro mount thing in there, and you have a really solid stick, grip stick. The camera's in the cage. Now you can put the camera in the cage, and it's really solid. It's never going to come off. Of course, again, with the cage, if you want to use an external mic, you're going to have to take the door off. But this will give you a really solid, a really nice grip. And if you're planning on doing a bit of diving, and I understand that the little GoPros sink like a rock, and you want to go diving, and you didn't get a float grip, you haven't got a float grip, you can take one of these noodles. Remember these noodles from the pool? Your kids have probably used them. They come in 3-foot lengths or whatever, and they're a pool noodle, and they have a hole in the center. Well, it actually fits into this grip really tight. I mean, that's really tight. I can't even get it all the way up. It's really tight. And of course, the color's a bit bad, but you could paint that or cover it up or something. And now you have a float grip. Perfect, right? And it cost you a couple of bucks at a local hardware store. All the big box stores have that kind of stuff, pool supplies and things. And then the other tip I'm going to show you. So now you've got a paint attachment. This is designed to go onto the end, of a paint extender pole, and you can leave your foam floater grip there if you want to, or you can take it off. And now you've got a really awesome extender. So of course you can adjust your plate any way you want with that easily with your wing nut. And you've got a selfie. You've got a longer selfie stick. You can get 3 feet out or whatever, or you can extend it, and you can do extreme selfies. You could do group selfies with it. Okay, here we are outside. I'm on the built-in mic. It's starting to rain. Fortunately, my GoPro is waterproof. Don't have to worry about that. So here with the extender stick, of course, you can do, your 24-inch selfies. This is the microphone, the built-in mic. It's raining a little bit. Not too much wind. But let's extend this guy out and see how this looks. So I think the camera's about 7 feet away from me there, and I'm not on wide mode. I'm on the other mode. It's not on the wide angle. So you could see on the wide angle, you'd probably get a pretty big group of people in here. You can also get extender poles that are longer. If you want it to get really out there, you can get longer poles, but this one here is a nice one. It goes to about 6 feet. I think this will work pretty good. Paint extender, dollar store, couple bucks. Painted it black, make it look like professional kit. So there you go. Don't throw away that piece of packaging. I love that. That's my favorite little hack that I did with all this. So there you go. It's a way to save a few bucks, and it's certainly worked for me over the years with my Sony. And it sits in there pretty solid. And if the camera sits in there pretty solid with that clip, if you're going to be in a situation where it's kind of extreme, a lot of vibration or something like that, you can probably work some elastic bands around there. That's what I used to do with mine. I used to use one of these clips mounted underneath my Phantom, put a couple of elastic bands around it for security, and that's what I did for my aerial photography for years. Of course, the Phantom came with a cage for the GoPro, but stay tuned. I'm going to do some more videos on the GoPro. I'll do a complete review of the GoPro, comparing it to my, not only comparing it to my Sony Action Cam, but just the features and the way it performs. I'm also going to do a review of I've got one of the Ulanzi battery sticks, and these are awesome. Again, I got the one with the 1/4 inch thread on the top, and my clip goes right on there, and then I've got the 1/4 inch on the bottom, and that goes on my tripod. Great for time lapse. I did a time lapse day to night. I think I got about 10 hours of footage with using the Ulanzi. So I'll do a review of that with the time lapse, as well as just how it performs, normal shooting, how much time you get out of it. And as we all know, with this GoPro, you can't plug a mic into it. You have to buy their $50 adapter. Brilliant marketing on GoPro's part. And if it's important to you, if audio is important to you, by all means, buy that adapter. But I'm going to show you a trick, what I'm going to be doing to record audio for the GoPro. So stay tuned and check that out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Check out my serious professional video production on a shoestring budget. There's lots there. I've been doing this since 1980. You'll find gear reviews and demos, as well as production tips. So check that out. And check my website, Vancouver Island Chronicles. I've got all of my content organized there. Documentaries on Vancouver Island featuring people and places of this island. So check that out. Cheers. Thanks for watching.